So obviously this is the Stromer. This is the standard sport version with the top tube crossbar. It's a large 20-inch frame. The sport version comes in 4 different sizes. We have small, medium, large, and extra large. And that's another thing that makes us a little different than most of the electric bike companies out there. In the past, there's been this one-size-fits-all facade that everyone kind of lived by with electric bikes, which really wasn't true. So by offering sizes, we're able to fit people into the proper bike they should be riding, and that's been a very big positive from consumers and dealers. The battery, which is laced into the down tube, is a 36-volt lithium-ion Samsung battery, and it literally just slides right in.
How heavy is it?
It's just about 5 pounds. It's actually quite light considering the energy that it holds. Now, the battery is there's a battery management system inside the battery. So the battery management system monitors all of the cell balancing, overheating, the charging. It's a very smart system. So you don't see a lot of batteries with as significant or as smart of a BMS system that this battery has. And the result is it shows from a quality standpoint. You don't have overheating. You don't go through batteries as quickly as you would with other bikes. It's just a very good product, and of course we want to use the best battery in the best electric bike, which is what we've done. You can either charge the battery off-board or on-board. If you charge the battery off-board, you plug a connector right into here. It's just a pigtail that goes right to the charger. Takes about 3 hours for the battery to completely charge up. You can leave the battery on the charger. It's a smart charger that we use, so you're never going to overcharge the battery or harm the battery. And as you'll see, it just slides directly into the down tube and locks into place. So that's sealed. One of the questions we get a lot is, can you ride the bike in rain? And that's been a big concern for electric bikes in the past because rain, water, salt has all been the downfall of electric bikes, certain ones. With this one, you're fine riding in the rain. We've tested it. Like I said, the battery compartment is sealed, so you're not going to be able to get water in there. We've actually held, we've done the spray testing that we're supposed to do, but we've actually held garden hoses on full blast trying to get water into there, and we weren't successful in doing so. The motor is, like I said before, it's a 600-watt brushless motor that peaks out at about 730, 740. When I say brushless, there's really no moving parts in this motor. There's no gears. There's nothing that can really go wrong. If you opened it up, you'd see a bunch of magnets and windings and a bearing. So literally, there's zero maintenance for the motor. It's silent. You don't even hear when it's on. And it's a very efficient and torquey. So it makes a big difference in the electric bicycle category. And it's fairly discreet. You know, it's small enough to where a lot of people don't notice it. And obviously going with black, it doesn't stick out like a lot of the aluminum brushed motors that are out there too. I mentioned it before. The location of the battery is significant for the design. Most electric bikes will have a battery on a rack, the motor in the rear and the rider in the rear, and it really creates for an uneasy ride. The weight distribution is screwed up. And you get that a lot because most of those bikes weren't really built to be electric. A lot of them are kits. Some of them thought it was going to be easy to make an electric bike, and the truth is if you want an electric bike that's going to ride like a normal bike, you really have to build it from the ground up to be electric. So that's what they did with the battery in the front for the most part, the rider in the middle, and the motor in the rear. You know, it's a 60-pound bike, but everyone that rides it says the same thing. They say it feels like you're riding a normal, 20, 25-pound mountain bike, which is obviously nice to hear. From a connection standpoint, most of the wiring is internal. You do have some external wiring in here. Pull this off from this side. But the connections are very simple. Oh, actually, other side. But we can edit that out. So a lot of electric bikes these days have all this external wiring outside the frame, going into the motor, outside the battery. Ours is very simple. You have a motor connector, a battery connector, and a controller connector, and it's all pretty much plug and play. So there's not a lot that comes into play with service or having consumers, put on a wheel, take off a wheel if they need to for flat tires or whatever. The bike has been engineered to have the advantages of a normal bicycle, but of course be electric.
In terms of components, disc brakes?
Yeah, these are Avid BB5s. We're actually moving to Avid BB7s. It was just a strong suggestion from the market, both consumers and dealers, and we like to think that we listen. So the BB7s are obviously a little easier to adjust, but the bike will always have dual disc brakes. When you have a bike that's this powerful, I think that's the only standard. That's the only way you can go.
Gear ratio?
This is the 8-speed Shimano Alivio. We do have an elite version that's coming out it's actually going to be a 27-speed.
This is 1132.
Right, 1132.
Welgo pedals?
Correct. And it's important to know a lot of the components, whether it's derailleur, pedals, brakes, whatever, a lot of them can be customized. So we get a lot of dealers that have a customer and they come in and they say, okay, I'm going to want to upgrade this derailleur, I'm going to want to upgrade these brakes or do something different. And the truth is that you can upgrade, I'd say, 98% of the components if that's what they wanted to do. We get certain people that enjoy the sport style seat, and then there's certain people that would want more of a comfort seat. So truth is, it's a standard size seat post. They can swap out whatever they like.